the wisdom of the young. How millennials are making millions and leaving their parents in the dust. Robert Kiyosaki. Sometimes life just isn't fair. When I was growing up in the 1960s, my parents said to me, "Listen to your elders. You need to learn to respect their wisdom. Someday, when you are older, young people will listen to you." So I listened to my parents and grew up respecting the wisdom of those older than I was. But that notion has been turned upside down. Nowadays, people my age need to listen to and respect the wisdom of people who are younger than we are. Ideas from an earlier age in investing success often depends upon the relative age of your ideas. Today, people of all ages are in trouble because their ideas aren't just old, they are obsolete. One example of an old idea is that of the traditional job. Jobs are a centuries-old concept created during the Industrial Revolution. Despite that we were now deep in the information age, many people are studying for or working at or clinging to the industrial age idea of a safe, secure job. Now people aren't just losing their jobs. Their jobs are migrating to foreign countries or disappearing altogether. As Alan Blinder, an economist and former vice chairman of the board of governors of the Federal Reserve System, says, a new industrial revolution, communication technology that allows services to be delivered electronically from afar, will put as many over 40 million American jobs at risk of being shipped out of this country in the next decade or two. That is double the number of US workers in manufacturing today. In spite of such alarming figures, our schools still program kids to look for jobs, advising people to go to school to learn to be an employee is as obsolete as advising young people to become peasants and work for a landlord. People need to be trained to be investors and entrepreneurs, not employees, obsolete every 18 months. My point is this: in a rapidly changing world, nothing is more dangerous than an idea whose time has come and gone. Just look at how Amazon.com has changed the world of brick and mortar bookstores such as Borders and Barnes and Noble, or how Zoom is tearing down how monster corporations run their businesses. Where do you think the people who work for those industrial age employers will be in 10 years? As I said, people aren't losing their jobs. Jobs and companies are disappearing. I am glad I listened to my rich dad and became an entrepreneur rather than the employee my poor dad wanted me to be. Most people today realize that knowledge is doubling every 18 months. Does that mean that we now become obsolete every 18 months? Maybe so. Personally, it makes me feel like I need to assign an expiration date to my ideas and update them regularly. Much of my company's revenue comes from the web. Even though I remain a technophobe, my company survives because I've learned to respect the ideas of people younger than me and recognize when my wisdom is obsolete. While people my age think of investing as an action done in the stock market or real estate or gold, the reality is crypto investing may be where we need to get educated in and start understanding. With that understanding comes the search for a teacher. One of my teachers is Jeff Van. What makes Jeff unique is his understanding of bitcoins and other coins, but also his understanding of the underlying technology, Bitcoin. Jeff Van, crypto will become more relevant when bonds and interest rates hit major lows, residential real estate growing at a fast pace, stock markets at all-time highs. There is really not many places to earn yield on money right now. Crypto is taking a lot of the spotlight for that very reason. When everyone is looking for 3% historic bond yield or 9% historic S&P 500 yield, crypto is up 300%. This is only going to cause more people and financial institutions to add crypto to their portfolios as fintech companies open up more and more accessibility to getting it. And on to that, with more regulatory authorities stepping in, crypto will only become more mainstream. Bitcoin might be in the news now, but soon we will see other crypto projects appearing in mainstream news regularly. Robert Kiyosaki. To my generation, the idea of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is scary. It does not make sense to us. We ask ourselves, how can money be made thin air? What is digital money? Not understanding something is not an excuse to ignore it. It is a reason to get educated. Cryptocurrencies are not going away. The investment opportunities are not going away. Jeff has explained to me that the crypto universe is slowly melding with the stock market. Cryptocurrencies are about to get the ability to be traded like stock options. What does this mean? Cryptocurrencies will be able to make the educated investor profit when they go up in value, down in value, or simply stay even. Once again, financial education is the key. And in this situation, an investor needs to get cryptocurrency education. That is why I speak to Jeff Van and other cryptocurrency experts. Ignoring the future is an old man's game. It is time we not only look at the opportunities the younger generation create but take the time to understand them. Avoid the crypto no news zone of death. Decipher when no news is good news. Robert Kiyosaki. When I first started investing, I often bought stocks of small companies, especially startups. In the cryptocurrency universe, I see a lot of similarities as startups. I like starting companies, not running them. So my stock buys are usually from small companies. Sometimes I even start the company and take it public. I confess I have no desire to start my own rich dad crypto coin. I just do not know enough about the crypto world. My rich dad expert, Jeff Van, may understand it, but I certainly have a lot of learning to do before I go out and create a coin. Fortunes are made in new stock issues. And I love the game. Many people are afraid of small cap companies and call them risky. And they are. But that risk is diminished if you love what the investment is, understand it, and know the game. With small companies, my investment strategy is to be out of the stock in a year. I hate locking my money for very long because I want to keep it available for the next opportunity that presents itself. From what Jeff has been teaching me, this is a common strategy for crypto trading, but you must understand the risks and rewards of such actions. I have used two main vehicles to achieve financial growth: real estate and small cap stocks. I use real estate as my foundation. Day in and day out, my properties provide cash flow and occasional spurts of growth in value. The small cap stocks are used for fast growth. In the beginning of my investing career, I would buy high risk, speculative private companies that are just about to go public on a stock exchange in the United States or Canada. An example of how fast gains can be made are 1 lakh shares purchased for 25 cents each before the company goes public. 6 months later, the company is listed and the 1 lakh shares now are worth $2 each. If the company is well managed, the price keeps going up and the stock may go to $20 or more per share. There are years when our $25,000 has gone to $1 million in less than a year. I cannot tell you to follow my small cap stock experiences into the world of crypto investing. I just see a lot of similarities between the two. Jeff Van can explain more about the crypto world's mirroring of the small cap stock world. It is not gambling if you know what you are doing. It is gambling if you are just throwing money into a deal and praying. The idea in anything is to use your technical knowledge, wisdom and love of the game to cut the odds down, to lower the risk. Of course, there is always risk. It is financial intelligence that improves the odds. Thus, what is risky for one person is less risky to someone else. That is the primary reason I constantly encourage people to invest more in their financial education than in stocks, real estate or other markets. The smarter you are, the better chance you have of beating the odds. Note, that is why I always recommend finding the right teacher before taking action. The stock plays a personally invested in were extremely high risk for most people and absolutely not recommended. I have been playing that game since 1979 and have paid more than my share in dues. But if you understand why investments such as these are high risk for most people, you may be able to set your life up differently so that the ability to take $25,000 and turn it into $1 million in a year is low risk for you. As stated earlier, nothing I have written is a recommendation. It is only used as an example of what is simple and possible. In this ebook, I have stated quite a few times that you need a good teacher to get started. Jeff is my cryptocurrency teacher. If you would like him to be your teacher, you can get our Rich Dad cryptocurrency newsletter. Either way, you should listen to what Jeff has to say below. Jeff Ware. Every few months, I like to dedicate a few trading observations that I think are worth pointing out in detail. One of these observations is the period of time when a cryptocurrency project comes out and goes silent. This can be in the form of many things. When the creating team offers no ebook updates and creates an impression of a lack of transparency, the project's Twitter handle goes quiet. Community members stop answering questions in the Telegram and Discord chats, showing a decline in interest. This could be several reasons a project goes silent. They may be working on the product itself. This takes a lot of time and energy, and often the silence is from the project team being so focused on their project. It is also very possible that at the time they have nothing new to report. They could be working on the project but have not finished anything yet, and so there is nothing to communicate outward. Perhaps the project does not have the team or time to maintain a media presence, or possibly the worst possibility, the project team simply ran away with the funds. Obviously, the running away of the funds scares people. Basically, what we see happening is the price of projects pump on the excitement and news releases. Once the initial high passes, a trickle down in price occurs. This downward slope will usually continue until the next update or social media push by others. We recently saw Elon Musk create a media push frenzy when he posted his love of the dogecoin. The price shot up with the initial excitement and then declined shortly after. This consistent pattern of the pump followed by the is because people look at their holdings all the time, and when they see a stale project, they'll swap their funds elsewhere. Basically, crypto investors do not hold for the long haul, Bitcoin investors excluded. They actively trade their crypto positions as a swing trader, which is very similar to a stock market day trader. This behavior by most crypto investors often leads to an almost linear bleeding chart with the price continuously heading lower. Note: Investopedia defines swings trading as a style of trading that attempts to capture short to medium term gains in a stock or any financial instrument over a period of a few days to several weeks. Swing traders primarily use technical analysis to look for trading opportunities. The other reality, of course, is if someone holds a huge percentage of the project, they'll need to sell it slowly or risk causing a flash crash on the price. This trickle down in price is what we'll call the no news zone of death, where no news becomes hazardous to the project's value. Often the project will do a few things to stay relevant and prevent the projects bleeding out. Partnership updates are common. A coin may often partner with another project to create a buzz and stay in the news and minds of the crypto investors. Projects will trickle some of the novel concepts, their coin with trying to solve, or just random tweets and telegram announcements. Whole interviews and ask me anything sessions are a popular and effective way to stay relevant, staggering their exchange listings. There are more of these strategies, but these explain a lot of price behavior for projects that are new and start trickling down, as well as the behaviors of the project team to prevent the downward pull. Typically, a swing trader wants to capture gains at these big news moments because the premium is present. On the flip side, the no news moments present good but risky buying opportunities. If you know that news is coming out on the horizon, but the chart is caught in the zone of death, it is a great risk reward play to buy something that has zero activity because it has huge upside when news finally hits. This is often called value buying. However, and be warned, it doesn't work if the project has gone radio silent because the developers have abandoned the project. Possible actions. In summary, swing traders can sell just after a major news event hits. Buy and hold traders should tough through the zone of death, and value buyers should look for projects that have new coming up but are in the zone of death. Basically, your buy low, sell high strategy. Good luck out there. Robert Kiyosaki. I want to stress once again before I end this ebook. Get educated. Do not delegate your financial future away. If you want to learn about stocks, see my advisor Andy Turner. If you want to learn about real estate, listen to my advisor Ken McElroy. And finally, if you want to learn about cryptocurrency investing, get my Rich Dad Cryptocurrency newsletter.